interrupt this radio broadcast for a news break. Live from the PressCorps World Headquarters in Sunhaven, this is WPRSS in Ash Mayfield reporting. The war rages on in this 120th world conquest of the Siva Valley conflict, pitting the Wardens of the North against Messian Southern legions. It is now day 253. Breaking tonight, Warden offensives in Westgate and brutal fighting in the Viper's Pits. As a reminder, the PressCorps is focused on the Able Shard. Before we get to our stories, looking at the casualty office, as of today on day 253, total combined war casualties sit just north of 1.6 million losses, with total combined colonial casualties sitting right at 790,000 and total Warden casualties just north of 814,000. Likely coming as no surprise here, the deadliest region right now is Westgate, and considering the news we have tonight, this will come as no surprise that almost 290,000 men and women have lost their lives there since the war began. Second deadliest region is the Weathered Expanse. Now looking to our map, Colonial and Warden naval commands report all is quiet in the western waters as both forces maintain their status quo in the Oarbreaker Islands, with Colonial forces still controlling Integran and Partisan Island, while Warden Imperial Marine forces occupy the Conclave as well as Silver and Gold Islands, and that is the infamous Silver Island. A Warden offensive in Westgate tonight, one of our main stories, as fighting has erupted. Wardens have managed to take control of not just Holdfast in the north, but as well as Wyatt's Wick in the south, effectively controlling the entire western coastline of Westgate, save for the harbor near Westgate Keep in Kingstone. However, this has come at a heavy price, as they're losing personnel there 3-1 at a rate of almost 1,400 per hour, some of the heaviest fighting and heaviest losses that we've seen in this war to date. The two sides also face off in King's Cage in what seems to be a stalemate, as the Warden forces occupy areas to the north of the River Mersey, while Colonials still control the Manacle. Looking to the center, heavy fighting along the River Mersey to the east in the Lyn of Mersey, where Colonial and Warden forces have been maintaining their positions since our last report, but fighting there now has seen casualties of over 1,000 per hour on each side. Colonial Central Theater Command reports Callahan's Passage is secure tonight, as they funnel material and personnel into the Lyn of Mersey, while Colonial Deadland units are doing the same. And one of our main stories tonight, in Viper's Pit, Colonials control the southeastern edge of the region, but bitter fighting is taking place as Wardens fight to defend their midline supply hubs. Losses there are mounting, with some bouts of combat seeing over 1,000 dead per hour on each side. It is unknown at this time if any progress has been made on either side. And in the east, all quiet on the eastern front as no fighting is occurring in any of the eastern regions. Colonial Coastal Legion Command East reports that it still maintains a presence in the Godcrofts. There's been no movement between the Weathered Expanse and Clans Head Valley, though the longer either side waits, the more deadly an attack in either direction will likely be at this point. Wardens have also managed to keep Colonials across the river at Callum's Descent and Morgan's Crossing, with Colonial forces likely digging in for a prolonged battle. And now a report from the only rabbit in the Robert Loves Games Discord. Day 218, Victa, counteroffensive. The Warden Sovereign Militia. This is our second report in a row that we've reported on the Warden Sovereign Militia. Mission objective, defend the city of Victa against the Colonial offensive, deny them a foothold in the Hex, and maintain control of the region. Overview. The Warden Sovereign Militia, WMS, or WSM, I believe it's a typo on their part, WSM, was called to Faranet Coast by veteran players. The Hex had been pushed in from the south. We engaged the collies with 4 artillery guns positioned next to the Victa storage depot, where we took out 2 enemy artillery by the border base. We then had to withdraw to Pleading Wharf as we were getting overrun. The withdrawal was successful. We were then engaged in prolonged artillery defense of Victa lasting 2 hours. We slowly crept up our artillery positions over the next 4 hours using precise artillery strikes with well-organized logistics. Over 3,000 shells were used, and the militia artillery successfully repelled Colonial forces and executed a counteroffensive that culminated in the destruction of all the Colonial bunker bases in the region. As a reminder, the thoughts and opinions in this submission do not reflect the thoughts and opinions of the PressCorps. Again, we would like to thank Robert for his continued submission, his continued collaboration with the PressCorps, and allowing us to use submissions from his Discord. If you'd like your story read on air, please submit them in the Robert Loves Games Discord or at PressCorps World Headquarters Discord. And now, looking to the Super Weapon Readiness Dispatch, or the SWORD. As of day 253, Warden High Command operates a total of 1 storm cannon and no intelligence centers, while the colonial forces to the south maintain no storm cannons along with 1 intelligence centers. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, we finally get to report that super weapons have entered the battlefield, with the Wardens constructing the first storm cannon of the war positioned in Reaching Trail. These highly destructive pieces of artillery can shoot a 300mm shell that can even fire into adjacent hexes, so they are very dangerous pieces of artillery, albeit costly to maintain and operate. Meanwhile, the colonial forces have established an intelligence center in Lockmore. And stay tuned for any further reports on more storm cannons and intelligence centers. Looking now to the weather. Unfortunately, we do not have any updates since our last weather report, and since our last report, we still have rain reported north as well as in the western islands, though the PressCorps is unable to verify that these are still accurate at this time. Personnel is still warned that if you do encounter rain, it can hamper mobility of personnel and equipment. Our weather forecast would not be possible without the help of our volunteer storm chasers. If you'd like to know more about the Storm Chaser Corps, please visit PressCorpsGaming.com/weather. And the PressCorps reminds you to stand up and stretch. You stretch your muscles, stretch your back, stretch your arms, stretch your legs, get the blood flowing. You don't want to sit down for too long. It'll cause back pain and all kinds of fun issues that'll come hit you in your 40s. We've also opened up applications for regimental advertisements. Do you want to spread awareness of who you are? Join the PressCorps Discord to make a submission, and we'll handle the rest. And we would also like to extend a warm welcome to the freshly enlisted into our ranks who may have joined us for War 120. We hope to see you on the front lines. And we here at the PressCorps would also like to say Happy New Year to the brave men and women fighting on the front lines, hauling logistics in the back lines, and those spending time on the home front with friends and family. We hope you all enjoyed your holidays and hope to see you back in the fight. And stay tuned for more news, music, and weather together on 121.5 WPRSS. Our next report will be soon. I'm Ash Mayfield, and you've been listening to the PressCorps, covering your world.
The PressCorps is an all-volunteer creative collective of reporters, broadcasters, artists, and more from the MMO video game Foxhole, developed by Siege Camp. Our mission is to engross our audience in and amplify the stories of this unique war ecosystem. The PressCorps was founded in 2018 by former Planetside 2 Radio Free Auraxis host, CaptainInArms. It is a separate community entity and is not officially representative of Siege Camp. For more information, visit our website at PressCorpsGaming.com. That's PressCorps Gaming.com.